A pimp is happy when his whores giggle. He knows they are still asleep. All whores have one thing in common, just like the chumps humping for the white boss. It thrills them when the pimps makes mistakes. They watch and wait for his downfall. A pimp is the loneliest bastard on earth. He's gotta know his whore. He can't let them know him. He's gotta be God all the way.
All right, we back again, y'all. Conscious Trap House, Insight, Trap God Illuminati, and we have a special guest with us, someone who has real interesting, I would say, life experience, wisdom to share with people that I think y'all would get a lot out of. And I would like for her to introduce herself to the audience. Go ahead, sis.
Hello, world. This is Dominica. How y'all doing? Tell you something
Oh,
slick that stick, so get ready.
that's what I'm talking about. All right, so if we could just go on and jump right in. Where you from? Are you from California?
I am. I'm from the Bay, born and raised. I'm from Oakland originally. Right now, I reside in the city, for business reasons and purposes. But that's where I'm originally from, Oakland, born and raised.
All right, I hear that. And I don't know if this feels relevant to you or not, but just to give people some context for what we're about to go into. Were you raised two-parent home, mother and father, just your mom or just your pops?
Nah, just my mama. My pops, he, you know how that story goes. But he passed away when I was younger, so it wasn't really anything we could reconcile and get back together. But he was gone out the picture.
I understand. I kind of got the same story too a little bit, so I definitely can relate. And
what are the sequences of events that led to you getting in the game?
Man, pretty much just being young. And I always felt different. Like growing up in high school, I was always charismatic. I was always lit. I was always just different. So it came a time when it came to a struggle. And when I seen my little brother had some flutters on, somebody had to step off the porch. Somebody at that moment, I didn't know exactly what I needed to do, but something was going to get done. So
Right.
before I start even getting into that lifestyle, I actually used to sell dope. So I started off selling dope. I tried to, I thought to myself, like, this is, I'm still being respectful as a woman, what they try to teach you mentally. But then I started realizing, like, this is a penitentiary chance.
Right.
And I could get paid about $200 to $300 just for talking and sitting pretty. So it kind of didn't kind of like, you know what I mean? I'm getting paid 10 to 20 for a dub and a dime. Like, this shit ain't going, I might as well just promote myself. So that's what I went and did. I started getting into the game.
Right. So the risk didn't outweigh the reward.
No.
All right. I get it.
I understand that. Now, for those, I don't know if this is an easy question to answer, but you could take your time. But there's a lot of people out here like me. I consider myself square. And some people would need to know, how would you define the game?
I'm going to be so real. I may have left the game, but I didn't leave the game on bad terms. Like, the game fed me so much knowledge. Like, what I tell you, I went from making $500 trap to a $1,500 trap to making 65 to making 10,000 in 1 week to making 10,000 off of one date. That's a high on itself, to learn that I could push myself and use my mouth more than I use my pussy. That's when I learned what game was. Game is not so pussy. Game is finesse. How you move, how you think. You got to be 10 steps ahead, not 10 steps back. Everybody jumping in the game thinking it's for clout. This shit really a game, and you better know how to play it, So, it's a high for me. It's still a high. When I talk about it, it's still like this feeling, because it's like it's something that'll never leave you once you get it. But you got to really understand the game to play it. Everybody's just playing. They don't know what the fuck they playing.
Let me ask you this question, because from the outside looking in, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like a lot of people have this preconceived idea that, like, she's just flat back and like they selling pussy and selling head. They don't understand that, what I'm saying? Like real hoes, you know what I'm saying? They finesse. it's like they're not fucking as much as people think that they are, and a lot of clients are actually paying for their time.
That is absolutely correct. I'm not just saying that because I'm a woman. I'm telling you facts what I done did. Like, people get it misconstrued because that's what they tell these bitches out here these days. It's not about your pussy. It's not about that. It's really not. You pay, people don't even know what they pay a nigga for. And what you pay a man for, honestly, it's not to be a man. It's to see how a man think. It's to see how he move. You can't try to finesse somebody and you know what the fuck you finessing. How you gonna be trying to get in milk a motherfucker and you don't even know who he is? He's a man. So that's the thing that confused me with this new generation. Like, they all for the renegade. Okay, whatever. But my issue is you're not even learning anything. You don't know shit. How you know
Right.
what a man like if you ain't studied one?
Right.
How?
Right. Well, it's been my experience. Like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of these niggas is like receiving money from bitches, but like they're not lacing them. And I noticed they're not pimping because by the time I get to them, the bitch don't know the language. She don't have the etiquette. She don't have the right attire. Like, she don't have nothing. But you done been through 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different niggas. I'm like, what did they teach you? Like, I mean, where do you come? You know what I'm saying? Like, the bitch, the only thing that the bitch know is to have sex.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm not feeling. And this new generation, I try to, because at the end of the day, bro, when you out the game, I don't want to see no bitch get hurt out here in these streets. And when you play it a certain way, you're going to get fucked over. That's just the reality. You can try to sugarcoat that shit, but when you move wrong, that's when you're going to get done wrong. That's just as simple as that. And a lot of times these women, they so busy fucking on these dudes, but didn't take an interview, but laugh at a bitch that do properly pay a nigga. Cause see, when you do that interview and you pay somebody, I'm gonna go back to when I was younger days. That alleviate, that's showing you, okay, now I'm really with it. What's up? That means I'm ready to go out. I'm ready to eat.
Right.
I'm ready to get money. I'm ready to go and be past where I'm already at. Don't have me give you a $10,000 choosing fee and then you sit me back down on the set. Nah, nigga, I'm ready to sky up and sky out. Evolve me, change me.
Right.
Let's build. And a lot of these women, they just having sex and they in relationships and they having a boyfriend. That's it. A boyfriend.
Right.
That's
Right.
limitations right there. I don't
Right.
want no fucking boyfriend. Feed me, to teach me. Shit.
Right.
If
Hey,
we gonna play it,
let
let's
me
play
ask you
it.
this question. Let me ask you this question just out of curiosity, because I got my own views and opinions about this subject. Like, was thievery part of your game?
You said thievery? Actually, no. I'm gonna tell you something. B100. When I first started out, I remember I was green. I was young. So did I take a little? Yeah, but when I learned that I could get them for more and get them long term as well, and get them to give me more clientele, I didn't really want to steal from them motherfuckers. I just learned how to finesse properly.
Right.
So I ain't gonna lie, every prostitute then pretty much then stole some shit. That, let's be
Right.
real. But I had to learn, like, that ain't the way to go. Like, I could look at me. I'm beautiful. You feel me?
Right.
My mind, I move quicker than what he can. He already hypnotized by me. Why do I gotta steal anything? What sense do it make?
Right. Right.
You feel me?
Right.
So
And
I
well,
don't
I
know.
had a bad experience, when I first got into the game. Just bad karma and indirectly, like, I was responsible. You know what I'm saying? The bitch stole some shit and they wound up killing her. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
like, I carried the guilt, you know what I'm saying, about that shit because I know, you know what I'm saying, in my heart of hearts, in my soul, like, you know what I'm saying, indirectly I was responsible. You know what I'm saying? It's karma that come with that shit. The motherfucker putting their life on the line, trying to get the fast break and all this so shit. Like, everyone's always looking for the what do I want to call it? The
For
instant
now.
gratification. They never want to take the long way.
Yeah. And you got to understand, everybody don't have the quality to take the long way. Like, we live in an era now where everybody is a hoe and everybody is a pimp. Everybody is down. And if everybody is down, like, what is it? It don't make it like everybody has a position to play. Everybody can't be in the same position. It ain't black and white. Either you is or you not. And it don't make you, people think because you're not a hoe or you don't want a hoe that make you a fake faggot bitch. No, actually, if you 100 enough to know something ain't for you, but you know how to hustle and grind and you still eating and you still paying bills, you still a boss. You just in a different
Right.
league. We all could connect and come together. That's just what it is now. Everybody a hoe and everybody a pimp, and it's dangerous now. Like, it's real dangerous. Like, a
Well,
lot of people
my
getting
my
hurt.
whole experience is, I mean, I went through a stage in the phase, right, to where like when a bitch didn't do what I felt she should be doing or carrying herself the way that I felt she should carry herself, I did call her a faggot. You know what I'm saying? But what happened is like I had to go within my inner self, like, and figure that shit out. That I had to get honest with myself. It was because like to a certain extent I was dependent on the bitch and what she did. My future was contingent upon what she did. So if she didn't do what I felt she should do, you know what I'm saying, or choose up with me, or just be with a pimp, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of bitches they fuck with gangbangers, they got boyfriends. It's just all kind of shit going on. So like I would get mad, right, and call them a faggot. But what had happened was when I grew up and matured, I put myself in a position to where it didn't matter what she did or didn't do. You know what I'm saying? So now I don't feel the same way. If a chick want to get a boyfriend, a rapper, a dope dealer, or whatever the fuck, it makes no difference to me. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I do know from experience, right? Whenever you go against the rules of the game is gonna spank you.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have to scold that bitch. I know when a bitch doing some weirdo shit, the game is gonna spank you. So I'm not even emotionally attached to what the fuck a bitch do no more. So I don't even like disrespect them in that manner. Everybody has to have their own experience. I had to have
True.
my own experience, and they're entitled to have their own experience.
That is true. And what I'm saying is, but this is the thing. It's too many people running around loosely that scares me. It's not about talking or belittling any woman because I'm a woman in myself. And my thing is, people make it uncomfortable for women or a man to be a normal person. They feel like if you're not a pimp, you're not a hoe, you're not selling drugs, you're a bum, you're a bitch, you're making people feel uncomfortable with what's doing what's right. Because see, when they start snitching or when bad shit start happening because you didn't let this square be a motherfucking square and you didn't let them just stay in their lane, you made them feel uncomfortable. Now, granted, people have the right to do what you're supposed to do for your life. But I see a lot of shit. People shame people for just trying to live a life. And a lot of women out here because the nigga fucked them and told them just go like you supposed to smell that on a bitch. Y'all know you smell that shit. You know what's up. You know when you smell it, you smell something on her. Like she got it.
Right.
She could really be a thoroughbred. You don't just throw anything out there. You don't. And
Exactly.
that's what's going on.
But I believe that a lot of niggas is so thirsty for the coin that they're just willing to fuck with any bitch that'll pay them, and that's dangerous. You know what I'm saying?
Period.
Because like you said, you know what I'm saying? It got to a point to where like I know a whole bunch of bitches on the track that I know that snitched and told, and they're just walking
Mm-hmm.
around free. There's no
Free.
there's no consequences with it no more. No one's enforcing nothing. So like motherfuckers feel like it's okay to do this shit. You know what I'm talking about? And like when you get a square or somebody that's really not built for this shit, it's not gonna work out right because they're not gonna be able to stand up under pressure. You know what I'm saying?
And they're going
And
to
you know
tell.
they're gonna bring the pressure.
Period. That's all facts.
Wow.
And I come from the game and I'm not ashamed to say I changed my life for my own reasons, but that's what people I had to learn one thing when I was young and I was in the game. I was like, oh bitch, you stupid. I had to remember that it comes with the territory. People not gonna understand, but I understand. I'm well taken care of. I've evolved, I've changed. I'm doing the best I can as a person. I'm not homeless. I pay my bills, everything's up to date. I had to learn that as long as I'm doing what's best for me and I'm still eating, it really don't matter as long as I'm at the table. But that's something I want my youth to understand, especially my women, because they going out there for a feeling, because they pussy felt good because the nigga fucked them. That's not what we out here for. If you ain't in love with the hustle, you don't want to get no money, don't take your ass out there because you going to get ate the
Well,
fuck up.
this is my theory because I feel like maybe dope dealers and gangbangers at some certain point we're seeing how much money pimps were getting. And let's just
Mhm.
say, let me give you a scenario, right? Like maybe they had a hood rat that everybody done ran through. It's this nigga's bitch, but everybody done ran through. So he feels like he has that power and control over it. And
Right.
if I could let the niggas in the hood run through her, then I could put her on the blade and get money too. So now you got
Mhm.
this nigga that's not a pimp, right? Setting this bitch down on the blade. You know what I'm saying? He's not conforming to the rules and regulations. Neither is she, because they don't. From the outside looking in, it always looks like someone's just selling pussy. And then the other part about it is like when it come down to a woman paying a pimp, a lot of people don't know that he's building her, he's lacing her, he's giving her information, he's showing her how to avoid the pitfalls, he's showing her how to get her numbers up. They're just under the impression that she's just paying him because he pressing her and she like it.
I get that, but that, that's one of many things that's going on right now. A lot of things is everybody is for clout now. People can try to tell me different. That shit, it ain't to eat. It's not to get money. Motherfuckers really ain't seeing 10 to 15. They out here bullshitting. And it ain't no disrespect, but I'm in fear for my women, because if you ain't out here getting no money and you ain't really eating and you ain't learning how to finesse and you could take that shit with you, even when you bow out gracefully and leave the game, what is you really in it for?
Right.
For a man that's not going, it can be for your man, but it got to be a man that y'all going to build and win together. Let me make that clear. I'm all for that. But what I'm not for is when y'all dating these niggas that's y'all boyfriends allegedly. Like, come on, let's grow up. It ain't no boyfriends, it ain't no feelings in this shit. I'm a whole at this point I'm retired, but I know the rules. I know how this shit works. Like, there is no room for that. Like, build with the motherfucker.
I believe that a lot of these females, these prostitutes, because they're not hoes, they're prostitutes. You know what I'm saying? They fall for that boyfriend situation, and then when the shit turned out fucked up, they say they don't like pimps, and that wasn't a pimp. You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly
that wasn't a pimp.
That's exactly what it is, and that goes back to what I said. There's a few easy steps that it makes it a little bit more easier when you win this game. That's your choosing fee. That's when you're watching, you're observing, and you're listening to the nigga more than you are lusting after him. You take out that nut. You take out the nut out the equation. You see how he fucking with it. You see, okay, he is taking me to Las Vegas. Okay, I went from Las Vegas to I went to out of state. He taught me that I don't have to deal with 5 tricks in one day. I could just get one good one. He taught me that I can get about 10,000 off one trick and don't even fuck. Just talk good. A gift for good game. It's just like they not paying attention to what's going on. It's just how he makes me feel. I don't give a fuck about how he makes me feel. If my income increasing, it's good. And I've been through it. I'm not just talking. I had pimps and I was in long relationships. And if my dude had not passed away, I'd probably still be down. But the issue of it is I never wanted a boyfriend. I paid. I wanted to get put on. I wanted to eat. I wanted to build with a nigga. And that's something far different. And when it's like that, it's just a different vibe in general. Nobody will ever understand a pimp in a whole relationship. It's nothing like it. I can't even as me being a square, it's hard for me to even connect and be with people just on the strength of that bond. You can't find that shit nowhere. That shit classified. I don't give a fuck.
Nothing like it.
Let me ask something, Dart, real quick. Let me ask something.
Hold up. The word phenomenal means that there are no words to describe it. And what she was saying was, a pimp and hoe relationship is phenomenal. Even if I try to put it into words, it would still shortchange the conversation. You know what I'm saying? It's an experience that you just have to have. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what she's talking about, and I believe like the game fucked me up to a certain extent because like even with me trying to square up, like I can't get it out of my system. I still exhibit behaviors from the game. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm dealing with a square bitch, and I'm thinking in my mind like, "Bitch, you out of pocket." But I'm not. It's not connecting that she's not even a hoe. You know what I'm saying? Why am I trying to get her to live up to the expectations of a hoe? And then like the game to fuck me up to where I have to I have to learn how I'm maladjusted. You know what I'm saying? To a regular relationship. It's hard for me to get into a regular relationship because a lot of this shit is ingrained and woven into my tapestry, bro. And it didn't get there overnight, and it ain't going nowhere overnight. And like, even with the finances, like after you touch a certain type of money, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to square up and wait for a check that come in 2 weeks that usually you make either that or over that a night. You know what I'm saying? So it discourages me. It discourages me from even wanting to get a job. You know what I'm talking about? And when you caught up in the grips of this shit, it's hard to get out. You know what I'm saying? Because I straddled the fence and been back and forth a number of times because, like, logically, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at the shit So continue where you left off.
So, like I said, it's nothing like it. It's a feeling I can never, like you said, it's phenomenal. That is the correct version. But you know what? At this point in my life, I got to realize being normal, whatever the fuck you want to call it, I have to figure out what I'm looking for as far as a relationship because it sounds crazy to me. Like, it's hard for me to go out on a normal date. I don't know what the fuck that is. It's hard for me to just want to, like, that's not funny. I'm so motherfucking serious. It'd be hard.
No,
It's
I'm
hard to,
laughing
like,
because I identify. I struggle with the same shit. I can't go out on a regular date either.
it'd
And
be
that's
like,
why I
what
I'm
would
is we
still
ask.
trying
doing?
to whether she has whole potential and how I'm finna slide this shit in. You know what I'm saying? Man, it's hard.
Well, I guess y'all kind of
Period.
answered my question. Because my question was going to be, like, has that lowered your opinion of the opposite sex? According, being the experiences that y'all had.
Well, it's kind of hard for me to be like just talk to men because I read very well, and as going to college and I took Psych 1, and it's not that I'm never gonna say that I just know a man like that, but it's certain traits. Like one thing about the game, it's patterns and things that I don't even have to know. But by me being through it, I know what the fuck going on, if that makes sense. Like my third eye, my animal instinct just there. So when a man starts talking, it's just like, oh, I've been here before. Like, nah, bro, I'm good. You about to say some shit about a 90-day challenge about E1 You about to say some dumb shit that I didn't heard back when I was like 17. I'm cool, bro. And it ain't no disrespect, but it's just like, it's hard. It's even when I'm trying to date somebody regular. Like, first of all, I know men like you because y'all used to pay me. Like, so I'm gonna date you for you to pay a hoe. I'm gonna beat your motherfucking ass. Like I can't. It ain't no. It's like.
That's
Okay,
interesting,
but
man.
look, after this question, like, what are the pros and cons? Were you able to take some tools from the game that you're able to use in your square life?
Off top, like many of things. Like right now, I'm at a job where I'm the only black person. I actually read my contract thoroughly and I figured out because I'm like, we're supposed to be getting paid more. Not only have I not been there, I haven't been there for a full year, but I got a promotion. Not only that, but you're supposed to have a year to get 401k. I got my 401k within like 3 months, nigga, because I busted 1,000 hours at work. So that hustle, my footwork, it designed me to be like I can make anything bubble. I don't give a fuck where it's at. I'm gonna make it bubble.
Right.
You know. So I'm gonna make that shit hit. My credit. I learned how to flip credit. Like I used to flip dope, and how I used to hold. Like I learned how to invest in myself. Like right now, when you square, your best thing going is credit. I just want to tell any square, you better get your
Know
credit
what you
up.
talking about? Get that shit together for real.
Get it
Hey,
right.
but see, like
It's
a
not
lot of
fun.
bitches, a lot of no, I'm not gonna say bitches. People in general don't think that's important because prior to getting to the game, I lived many different lifestyles. I used to scam, fuck with credit card, all kind of shit. I fucked my credit up for the fast break. You know what I'm saying? And I was too young to realize that later on in life, like I was gonna need that credit because anytime
Right.
you're trying to buy a house, start a business, or doing anything that's worth having, like that credit score is important. You know what I'm saying? And I had to backtrack and turn around and right my wrongs. I had to go pay for that shit. I had to give them their
Right.
motherfucking money back in order to get my motherfucking credit right. But it's a mature move because the whole thing is I was in the game seeing niggas dripping with the designer and the foreigns, and that wasn't what I was doing because I had priorities. I'm getting older in the game. I'm 45. It's not
Right.
about just looking good. Hey, did the call drop?
No, I'm here.
Okay,
No,
it wasn't about just looking good. Now that I'm trying to have something real established, like having a paper trail and being able to show where your money came from is important. That's why I picked being a personal trainer because, like, even if I had real clients, I could still make some other books
Oh
to
well,
show
what's
like
up?
if
I need a
I was
personal
doing something
trainer.
else.
I
Huh?
need a personal trainer. Shit.
Man, I'm him. And the thing about it was I chose that because like I could make it be whatever I want it to be. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And that having that paper trail is important. Having like some type of employment up under your social security is important. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are overlooked. They're just living for the moment. They're not looking at down the road. Like statistically, right? if you look at the statistics, for motherfuckers to retire out of this game successfully, prosperous is like slim to none. I mean, I
Say
know
that shit
I've
again.
seen
Say it again.
hello.
Say it again.
I said the statistics,
Huh.
statistically, for a motherfucker retiring this game successfully and prosperous is slim to none. I
That's
mean,
fact.
I've seen motherfuckers have great moments, right? Great moments. But I'm not talking about the start and the mid game. I'm talking about the end game. How did it end? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
A lot of motherfuckers end up in caskets. A lot of motherfuckers end up smoke.
Informant,
I'll give you a scenario, right? Because
snitches,
I'm very observant.
government
If
funding,
you go
housing.
up and down the play right now, right? Wait, hold on. Look, check this out. If you go up and down the play right now, right, and talk to some of these smokers. And by the way, yes, I've used drugs before. I'm no longer an addict. I'm in recovery. I have more
That's
than a
all
year
that matter,
clean.
gangster.
Right, but check this out. If you talk to some of these addicts that's pushing baskets and ask them what were they doing at the age of
The
20,
same
25, well,
shit we was
they're going to
doing.
say, I was doing the same thing that a lot of these girls and these dudes were doing. And look how it turned out. Look at the end game. It has a history of this shit. You know what I'm talking about?
It's
Ask
a
them where they
chain and
were.
ball.
They're gonna let you know at that time. Because probably this will probably be in like the 70s and 80s. At that time, I had the Jordache and the Vidal Sassoon and the whoop de whoop, and I was up on my shit and yada yada yada. But the end game was I'm pushing a basket and I'm smoking that, or I'm doing life somewhere, or you know what I'm saying. It's just a cold thing, man. A motherfucker, like I said, my whole point was for a motherfucker to retire out of this shit successfully, man. The chances are slim to none.
I
You
got
better
you. I
tell
could
them.
see that. I would think that would be any part of the game, whether you serving, whether you robbing, whatever it is. I think everybody at this point has pretty much gotten hip that you only go so far with that shit. So I think
Well,
everybody is pretty much hip.
let me give y'all a piece of what I got. When my dude died, he got shot 100 times. When he
God
died,
damn.
yeah, shot his ass 100 times. You feel me? That
Sorry to
shit
hear
did
that,
something to my
sis.
spirit. It did something to my spirit because when I really love you and I really fuck with you, it ain't just like no lovey. Like we really was rocking. Like I was 10 toes when he got killed. Like we was on some shit together. Like it was a team. I can't get that back. So and when he died in the day of his wake, my friend, I was outside getting money still because I had to pay for my nigga funeral, and I'm gonna leave it at that. So I was outside for mine. I don't give a fuck. So I was outside. My friend died in my face. We got shot up together. The dude shot in the middle. When I tell y'all, I didn't get hit. Did not one bullet touch me.
Right.
But my friend
Right.
got hit. My friend died in my face. That it changed me. I've been through rapes. I had been through hella shit. I'll be back outside. Go to job, I'm back outside. Somebody took my shit, I'm back outside. Nigga kidnapper, I'm back outside. That right there let me know. For me, spiritually, it let me know it's about that time. Like I was doing it since 15. You learn
Right.
everything you can. Sometimes if people don't want to accept this, you don't lead a game with all that money you think. Sometimes it's this what you leave. That's why when y'all look at them pictures and the girl shaking the dude hand and it's the certificate, sometimes it's what you're
Right.
gonna leave with sometime. Just
Right.
sometime though. You feel me? And they don't want to accept that. But that game has gotten me. First of all, I own something. I have something. I'm up here. I'm still sane. I'm sober. I'm in my right mind. I got health benefits. I'm okay. Like I'm not hurting. But it took for me to understand something. That shit is a chain and ball. So either you gonna take what you gonna learn off that shit and get out, or you gonna stay stuck. That's just what it is. It
Right.
ain't no easy way out. Everybody think it's fun because everybody making it look good. He might be wearing fucking some fake shit. You think because he got on this, that might be fake. That might be
Right.
fucking counterfeit. Oh, he balling. Okay.
Right.
You know, it's the reality what we live in. It's just what they see. It's not what they know.
Well,
Like,
my whole thing is this, right? Because I mean, I'm 45. I'm older now. My perception is different, and I have my experience with squandering off all my money on the designer and the
yes,
this
I do.
and the that. That shit, man. I mean, the style change. You know what I'm talking about? So now you got to do something. It's a never-ending vicious cycle, and then you don't get nowhere. My whole thing is, I done seen niggas wear whole storefronts around their neck, and you don't have a store. You know what I'm talking about? That's producing money. You don't
Right.
own anything. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, that shit disintegrate. You know what I'm saying? I've had the experience of, I got partners that they drip and they got the flooring and this and that, but I gotta lend you some money so you can get the car out the impound. I
Man,
gotta
you
help.
don't say that
I
shit.
I gotta help you put the bitch out. You know what I'm talking about? But I'm like, what's wrong with the picture? You know what I'm saying? What's
No,
wrong with the picture? Like
exactly.
she said, a lot of motherfuckers make it look good, and then I'm looking at at it like the fact like Gucci and a lot of these, they don't even like niggas. They done made statements saying that like you're
But what
embarrassing us.
about the bitches? Let's talk about what about the bitches that's getting money and they gotta ask the bitch that they clown for getting a 9 to 5? Because I decided to, first of all, I was home before it was cool and it was popular. I was home when bitches was clowning whole bitches, but I was eating harder than any bitch moving. Do you understand me? And I was firing bitches for my nigga on his behalf because I was the bottom bitch. So it didn't bother me what they said because anything I do, I'ma stand in it. If I'm a square, I'm a square. If I'm a hoe, I'm getting down. And that's just what it was. But it gets to me
Right,
that I never
right,
had to ask the bitch for $100 when I was home. As long as I had a pussy and I had a mouth and it was selling, I wasn't asking nobody for no motherfucking $100, not even my mama. But this is the world we
right,
live in. But these are the ones that talk shit. That's what I got a problem with. These are the ones that's popping their motherfucking mouth and looking at you weird. Cause you changed your life.
right,
Cause you see it's
right,
an illusion. This shit is an illusion now. And a lot of people getting caught up. That shit make me mad sometimes. Like, why are you calling me? Like you just said you couldn't work a 9 to 5 and you just couldn't do this and you couldn't do
right,
that. And then why are you calling me asking me for money? You need to chop
right.
your heels off a little harder, but I'm just gonna leave it alone. Chop the motherfuckers off.
So let me ask you this question. Like in retrospect, can you look back on your career and see where even though you were practicing iniquity, like God was still working in your life?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'm gonna tell you how I know.
Elaborate on
I was supposed to have been dead twice. You understand me?
that.
Twice. I'm still here. It was people attempting on my life. It was grown. This is why I don't trust people. It's grown ass men hollering at gangster. They was snitching and had my name in homicide. Homicide came to my house 4 fucking times. 4 times for some shit I had nothing to do with. So this is when I
Right,
knew shit was an illusion. You could get as much
right,
money as you want. You could be more respected out here, but when shit get real, motherfuckers crumble, and it's who you least expect. All these hard niggas. I'm not talking about nobody, but I'm just telling people what the reality of life is. You better, if you really love yourself and you want to win, sometimes you got to know when to walk away. It's not about what people think.
right,
Motherfuckers
right.
want to see
Ooh,
you dead. Motherfuckers is
ooh,
scary. You
right,
feel me? When they
right.
get
No, but
scared,
see,
but they
the whole
seen.
thing is, my pride and my ego will get me killed.
Can
That
I
shit
keep
is
it
integral.
100 with you? You only feel like that because it's the environment. When I got around, look, when I left the environment, listen, I love the game. And I respect any bitch that's in it. And I try to help as much as I can. But I'm going to tell you this. When I got outside of that mind frame, I learned that, oh, having good credit, you have to have zero down to get you a car. Just
Right,
pay the note. Oh, fuck that. When I started learning that, oh, you have a job. No, you may not have as much as you did, but you gonna have 401k. You could buy and own something else, and you could be doing what the fuck you need to do. And everywhere I go, whether I got 2 to 4 jobs, I got 401k. So if I got two more jobs, that's getting thrown back to me. You feel me?
right,
Oh, I'm paying my taxes on time and I'm getting taxes back. Okay. I got health care benefits to check my pussy, check my dental frame because I got dental care too. Like you start when you around, you got to be around the shit that you own right now. You know, when you was on that movement, it's good to be around people that's getting money, but when you own that other shit, you gotta move. Anybody gonna tell you that. Any real hustler gonna tell you when you evolving, you gotta move. It ain't no stand like that. Why you think Dr. Dre who he is? Dr. Dre
right,
didn't stay with NWA. And then
right.
when he left, this was powerful. When he left fucking Suge Knight, that nigga left with nothing. He told that nigga, you can keep that shit. It's good. And that nigga's a billionaire to this day. So what I'm trying to say, and my point is, bro, sometimes you gotta evolve because everybody ain't gonna come with you. And it's people who not comfortable in themselves or who just lost. They never going. Some people just never gonna get it. They trying to take you with them. That's out, niggas. Leave.
Right.
Fuck them. It's
One,
more
one, of-
money out
one, of-
there.
one of the things that one of my experiences was like last year, right? Because see, my family is from Texas, right? And
Hey.
I went to Texas, but before I went, I'm looking for houses and shit, and I actually found one bedroom, and it was just a little bit over $7,000. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? If you right area in Texas, and I went and got it, but I wish I would have did that like a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? If I knew then what I knew now, you know what I'm saying, I definitely would have. I would have just moved different. You know what I'm saying? But it just gave me a sense of ease and comfort, because even though I don't live out there and I don't want to live out there, like I do want to, and I can go back to it anytime I want. You know what I'm talking about? I got some shit that's mine. They can't really
Right.
take it away unless I open a door for them to take it away. That's why I watch how I move now. Like, it's a lot of things that I don't want to do or get involved with, because I've had shit seized before. I've had, you know what I'm saying, shit
Oh
taken
no,
to
I
me
know. I
before.
know.
And I've seen it happen to others. So like, I don't just jump at every goddamn thing. You know
Hell
what I'm saying?
no.
Like, I know, you know what I'm saying? Just because it look good don't mean that it is good. You know what I'm
But this
saying?
the
And
thing though, spiritually, when you get awoke, I wanted to tell you because I went through this a lot. I may be 26, but I'm telling you what I know. When you get spiritually woke and you fighting to challenge yourself to operate and hustle and move different and open up different doors for yourself, them haters come. And I mean not little petty haters that just talk shit. People who are going to deliberately step in your way because you know they
oh,
working
yeah.
for the other one. They working for the enemy. So you know they gonna
Right,
be in your way.
right, right.
In your shit, provoking
Time
you type
thieves.
shit.
We call them time thieves and energy vampires.
Nigga, here they
Right,
come. They with that
right,
bullshit. Like, oh, he
right.
about to be on. He get it. Let's get that mother. Let's bring him back down the light. You feel me?
Let me
That's how that
ask you.
shit go.
Let me ask you this question, because I've watched you evolve. You know, what I'm saying? I've been following you for years on Instagram. I watched you evolve. Like, where are you at spiritually right now?
Spiritually, I feel like no weapon formed against me shall prosper, and God prepared a table before me in the presence of my enemies. And I'm always a step ahead, never a step back. In the game that God allowed me to go through and make it out
Right,
of, He allowed me to be dangerous because I'm not only good at just this. I'm good at a whole bunch of shit. And it's scary because when it comes to management position, that instinct that I have, how I can read people, I'm spot on all the time. And that's something
right.
I learned from being out in the streets. So I thank God because at first I used to beat myself up like, damn, I shouldn't have did this, but why not shouldn't have did that? Look how it helped me become who I am. Look at who I am today. It's just like it's an instinct and it's a blessing. It's like a third eye. It's like an awakening. Like it's a spiritual thing. Like I could feel your presence. If I ain't fucking with you, if I know something off, it's something I
Right.
feel about you. That's
It's
something that I go
my
ahead.
my experience. My experiences, because I've been developing spiritually too. You know, I pray, I meditate, I read. You know what I'm saying? I do a lot of things to enhance my spirituality. And what I noticed was, the more I develop spiritually, the less comfortable with certain things I become. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
yes.
Especially when you know it's wrong. See, it's one thing if you're ignorant and you don't know what the fuck you're doing, and then it's another thing if you have an awareness, you know exactly what you're doing, and nigga, you know you ain't right. You know what I'm talking about? It's like that. I believe in that karma. You know what I'm saying? Pay now or pay later, but pay you must. And a lot of times we plant seeds, right, that
Mm-hmm.
grow trees and bear fruit, and you got to eat that fruit. So I watch what kind of seeds I plant. Hold up, wait a
I'm
minute. You
trying to
know what I'm
tell
saying?
you. I'm trying to tell
Right.
you.
I'm not. I mean, because indirectly you could be responsible. Like my experience when I first got in the game, you could
Mm-hmm.
be responsible to somebody for somebody's demise. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? So I'm not so just quick to just send anything and all that and just get the bread and on the coin and whoop whoop and it's the game to the
Brother,
casket drop.
you know I
All
fuck
that
with
shit
you.
sounds stupid
You
to
know,
me.
hey, you know I fuck with you, but I got a hair appointment that I am trying to get to.
Right, right, right. Oh, okay, no problem. Look, thank you. We want to thank you for coming on the show. You know what I'm saying?
And if you don't mind, maybe we could do it again. Maybe we could do a part two or something like
No
that.
problem. Let me know.
Because you
I get
do really
invited.
have a lot to say, sis.
Oh,
All
thank
Well,
right.
you.
we show appreciate you. And we want to let everybody know that we had Monster D at the Conscious Trap House tonight.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So it went down.
All right.
All right, you guys. Peace and blessings.
Hey,
And
I
if
appreciate that, sis. Good looking out.
good looking, no problem. Hit me anytime.
All
All
right.
right.
Peace to
All
you.
right.